For the first time in my life, I called my mom just because. It may sound very weird hearing it because you might be saying, what? I call my mom every day. And to that I said, what a mama's boy. Nah, but for real though, I think there's always this difficult relationship between Asian Americans and their parents, especially parents who immigrated here when they were adults and haven't really truly accustomed to American life. Between my parents, that relationship has always been kind of difficult because I can't really speak Cantonese too well to the point where I can express emotions. All we can talk about is what I'm eating, what I'm working on, how I'm doing. And I think there is truly a cultural divide as well because you know what? I may be Chinese, but I did grow up here and spent my entire life here. I grew up seeing parents and their kids have a friendship type of relationship, but with them, it's not that way. I think the most expressive I've ever seen my dad is when I told him, hey dad, at McDonald's, they're not serving the $1 hot coffee today. And he was so fucking upset. Like, he was like, oh no! Oh, it's okay. And he just hangs up. And it was weird because that's the most I've ever seen him show emotion. And it's even more weird because he's the one that told me my grandpa died. But recently, I think I've sensed some change because of distance. I just moved out for the first ever time. And I remember my first night out of the apartments, my mom calls me. She asked me if I'm coming back home. I said, no, I moved. That's moving his mom. Next morning, she calls me again and she says, hey, I couldn't really sleep last night. And I was like, why? And she tells me, I don't know, I guess I just can't really come to the fact that you moved out, that you and your sister are gone. It was weird hearing that because that's the first time in my life I've heard her be like kind of vulnerable and emotional with me. It's kind of like a Valorant guy hearing a girl say for the first time, hey, let's have sex. It just never has happened before. But I think generally Asian Americans who have difficult relationship with their parents, it's always difficult to come to the realization that, hey, your parents, it is their first time being a parent as well, and they're only human. They're as emotionally awkward with it as you are as well. And I do have to give them props for improving so late in their life. They're 55, 56 now, so I called my mom the other day. Call lasted like 5 minutes. She just asked me did I eat yet, and I said nope. And she asked me if I was going back home to do work. I said yep, and she was like, okay, cool. And I just told her, yeah, I think I'm gonna make salmon tonight. And she's like, okay, that sounds good. That was the conversation, but it was good. Yeah, so I guess this is an ode to all the other Asians who have difficult relationship with their parents. Just like I had difficulty saying that word, it gets better. Just gotta give them a chance. Peace.